It was an ordinary day in San Jose, California, when Jeannette's life took a terrifying turn. After a long day at school, she was walking home, completely unaware that a man was following her. The moment she stepped inside her house, he forced his way in behind her. Jeannette didn't know that this stranger was about to change her life forever. Her family, her mother and brother, came home shortly after. But before they even had a chance to realize what was happening, the man attacked them, brutally beating them. He wasn't just after her family though. His main target was Jeannette. After overpowering her family, the man turned his attention to her, handcuffing her and forcing her into a box in the back of his car. From that moment, Jeannette was no longer safe. As her family cried for help, police were already searching for her. The clock was ticking. Experts say that if an abductor is planning to unalive, they usually do so within the first few hours. Every moment was critical. Stories like this rarely have a good ending. But Jeannette wasn't like most kids. She had something that helped her survive: her sharp mind and incredible bravery. Jeannette was taken to a house where she was locked in a second-floor bedroom. It was in this dark, terrifying room that her captor threatened her life and to hurt her. He handcuffed her and said her for 2 long days. She lived in fear, uncertain if she would ever see her family again. But in the middle of this nightmare, Jeannette made a decision that would change everything. Instead of trying to fight him physically, she decided to win his trust. She knew that this was her only way out. She spoke about her dreams, her family, and her future, making sure he saw her as more than just a victim. Little by little, it worked. The more she talked to him, the more he began to trust her. As time passed, her plan started working. The man removed her handcuffs, letting her walk freely around the house. But Jeannette wasn't finished. She had to find a way to convince him to let her go. While watching TV, she overheard something about asthma testing, and that gave her an idea. She told her captor that she had asthma and that without her medicine, she could die. Desperate to live, she crafted the story, hoping it would be enough to make him release her. Whether it was her asthma story or the trust she had built, something shifted in him. He made a shocking decision. After 2 days of terror, he drove her to a street corner and let her go. Jeannette's nightmare was finally over, but her courage wasn't. Despite everything she had been through, she managed to remember every turn the car had taken while she was captive. When the police found her, she led them straight to the house where she had been held. It was because of her bravery that they caught her kidnapper, David Montiel Cruz. When the police arrived, they found him preparing to run. But thanks to Jeannette, he couldn't get away. Her testimony in court helped seal his fate, and Cruz was sentenced to over 100 years in prison.